All right, people of faith, let's take this walk. We are continuing on music and its inspiration, very specifically towards portals. And I'm going to say this: music can actually determine the outcome of a person is going to be either cursed or blessed, or the indication of the music that they listen to or influenced by determines if would they be blessed or cursed. Once again, there's two kingdoms. There's a kingdom of light and then there's a kingdom of darkness. The kingdom of light will always be the root for the blessing. The blessing doesn't incorporate money. It doesn't incorporate anything materialistic, actually. The blessing actually goes outside the natural. Anything that man can actually say that they had a little partake to, a place to, the blessing stops there. A person may say that I'm blessed and I have this, I have that, or it don't necessarily mean that you're blessed. That means that you could have seized opportunities. Remember, the kingdom of darkness is recruiting. Remember, there's a grand war. There's a large war that our soul is in a balance of choosing which side we're going to fight on. There's a war that's going to end all wars, and it goes beyond flesh and blood. So the enemy is recruiting by presenting opportunities. What I mean by that, if the enemy or if Satan could get his people in a position of authority, they can alterate the laws to determine who he wants to give a portion of his kingdom to. Let's say if the statement goes, money rules the world, right? Well, whoever controls the money controls the world, right? So Satan's impact or positioning is to get that influence. Why? So it can recruit. Anyone in their right mind is not going to go to him willingly. You will have to be separated from the truth to go his direction or to take anything from his table. So the music that we listen to alters that direction. Or the music that we have been listening to alters it, would determine if we're blessed or cursed. A person may say, well, I listen to a whole bunch of gospel music, but I still don't have much. Yeah, because you listen to it don't mean that you're one of the same. But it will produce your outcome. Let's say it this way. The more the gospel music that you listen to, the more that you are tipping your direction, which way your soul is going to go, light or dark. So if there's a heavy or stronghold on your life or over your soul, and that stronghold is there to rob you of your blessing, or to rob you or strip you or steal from you all the goods that you have of your soul. So that will keep you, in one way, that will keep you away from God, that will keep you faulting God, because you'll wonder, how come you're not getting anything done or anything of good getting accomplished? How come it doesn't reproduce and so forth? So you put the blame on God, which is the whole point of it, is the deception. So it's a walking with the hole in your pocket. That's what the stronghold is for. But the stronghold actually comes through invitation. Let's say if you have a parent that's raising a child, if the parent is not walking upright in righteousness, there's going to be an invitation for a stronghold to come to the child. Now the child going to be drawn by the music they listen to or the interactions or the conversations and so forth is going to produce the outcome. Now I say all that to say the stronghold, what it does impact of the blessing. So if the person is listening to gospel music or they listen to inspirational music all the time, more than anything else, and they wondering how come they're not obtaining the blessing? How come they're not obtaining God's blessing and not Satan's curse? It's because there's a stronghold there. Now the music that they're listening to is words, melodies, so forth. All that sound or all that spirit or that force, that reality, is trying to help the soul to make a decision to which side it wants to be on. Now, a lot of times we listen to the music to influence us in the direction where we should go, but don't necessarily mean that we are in the direction where we're going. Remember, we listen to the music to be influenced in the direction where we're going. So if there's a stronghold there, how can you say that you've been solidified in the direction where you want to go? You haven't made that decision yet. Your mouth may have confessed it, but your soul is still in the balance of which direction we're going to go. So if you have a person first, like I said, if they listen to gospel music like all the time or inspirational music all the time and they wonder why they're still not being blessed, there's a stronghold over the soul that's preventing them to make a solidified decision. Either they're going to be with light or dark. Now, that person listens to gospel music all the time. Do they try to walk upright, or are they right? Or are they walking upright? Do they try to be in honesty, or they're just honest? What I mean by that is that's the tipping point of the balance of the spirit. Of the soul. My apologies, the soul. So until that soul makes the conscious, or we would say conscious decision, but it's basically the indecisive or the decision, but nonetheless to be on one side or not. Now, like I said, music would influence which direction. Now listen to the music that's coming past me now. Hear the song. Okay, now just by listening to the melody of that beat, what is it talking about? Is it, you could tell me from just that, is it talking about righteousness, joy, and peace, or kill, steal, and destroy? Just by just listening to that. So take me for example, and if I start bobbing my head to it, that means I'm in oneness with the melody of it. I'm in unison with it. And that spirit that composed that is trying to get inside of me. That's what we were talking about, the transference and the transformation. This is how you get a person who was never like hardcore, all of a sudden they become hardcore. And that, years ago they would say like music is heavily influenced. Now we understand why it's heavily influenced. It's not the artist per se. The artist is the host. Music is not sound. It's actual realities. It's voices, it's thoughts, it's everything. So whatever that artist is, you're going to become if you listen to it. Now, once again, we are still choosing a side, like which kingdom we're going to represent. Kingdom of light or darkness. At the end of the day, end of each day, our soul is in the balance of the decision that we made. Which direction did we go? Did we go towards light? Did we go towards darkness? Did we go towards honesty? Did we go towards deception? Did we go towards truth? Did we go towards truth? Did we go towards deception? Did we go towards love, or did we go towards fear? This is every conscious decision is based upon this paradigm. As simple as the music, boom, ba-doom, boom, boom, ba-doom, boom, boom. That tells you right there what's inside of me. And what's inside of me is going to be inside of you. If you listen to it, of course. Now let's get back to the blessing aspect of it. Why does listening to inspirational music like lead you to the blessing or indicates that you are blessed or not? If you are of righteousness, joy, and peace, right? You're all about righteousness, joy, and peace. You have the integrity to be upright. You love to be upright. You love to be right standing. You love to do what's right and so forth. You love to be joy. You don't you really hate to be sad, so you do everything you can to be in joy. And you hate to be tormented, so you hate to be pressured, you hate to be full of anxiety, you hate to be all these different things. So you are of peace, right? So if that's you, what kind of music would you listen to? I guess what I'm saying is, what would you have in common with Kill, Steal, and Destroy? Kill, Steal, and Destroy is a melody that was already built, you want to tear down, or you want to steal from it to have it for yourself. Or you just want to basically make sure it don't be in your presence ever again, so you want to kill it. That it may never form to anybody again. So if you have righteousness, joy, and peace, how would you listen to, or how can you listen to something that is led of kill, steal, and destroy? How can you? So with that being said, how can you not be blessed if you listen to righteousness, joy, and peace on the consistent? Because that tune will give you it will be a direction, like an arrow, or they used to say back in the riddle, the yellow brick road. I don't know, it was at the Wizard of Oz. You follow the yellow brick road, and it will lead you towards the blessing, based upon of being able to hear something of soundness. But if you hear something of destruction, how can you not be cursed? It's walk with a hole in your pocket. In other words, you're telling the destruction to come follow you by basically doing the seance of the lyrics that you heard. So if I'm singing songs like, I want to be right, I want to be loved, I want to be in peace, if I'm singing songs like that, if that's in my melody, I'm leading the trail for that to follow me, right? And I'm also paving the trail for me to go where that's at. But if I'm singing songs like, I want to be killed, I want to be destroyed, I want to be stole from, I'm leaving the trail. So all that to follow me and to ultimately pave a way for me to go towards it. All right, people of faith. With that being said, you are the blessed. Let's be the blessed. Let's keep walking.